This week's parsha, we finally learn about Yaakov's return to the land of Israel after being gone for upwards of 2 decades. He finally comes home, and it says in the Torah he travels to this place called Sukkos. And the reason why this place is called Sukkos is he went ahead and built for himself a home, and to his flock it says, Ulumikneu asa Sukkos, he built huts. And therefore he called the town, the place that he lived, Sukkos, which actually means huts. And also, parenthetically speaking for a moment, this is the name of the holiday that we celebrated just a short while back in the month of Tishrei, Sukkos, because we sit in huts during that time. But I think what I would like to focus on just for a moment this week is really the reason why he named his town after the huts he constructed for his animal. So this tends to be a somewhat of a not a natural way to name a place. You know, how should I go ahead and name this town, this neighborhood? Let me go ahead and see where my flock, my livestock is being housed, and I'll name it after that location. It seems to be somewhat of an odd reason to go ahead and name this town and neighborhood. And I really think this underscores not only a lesson in the reason why he named his town this way, but also a lesson in life in terms of understanding the blessings that we have in this world. You know, Yaakov realized, he took a look at everything that he has in life, and all the blessings and all the material possessions, because God had blessed him with many material possessions, and as it says earlier in the parsha, he had lots of livestock, which was a sign of wealth in those times, and he realized those were all the things that he possessed, but that didn't necessarily make him who he was. That did not define his essence. His essence were his values and his morality and his direction in life, which he wanted to go ahead and pass on those values and moralities to his children and the future generations beyond that. But that was not necessarily who he was as a person, and therefore he looked around in life. He looked at his homes and and the larger places that his family were in, and then he looked at the more temporary dwelling where his livestock were housed, and he said, I'm going to call this place Sukkos, huts, because to remind myself of the fragility of life and realizing that everything that we have is not necessarily who we are, but not as a pessimistic message. Not to go around because he was walking around life all downtrodden and saying, oh, I'm so fragile, but rather to underscore and reinforce for himself who he was and what his true essence and direction was in life. Folks, as we celebrate the holiday of Thanksgiving this week, you know, we look around and we have a lot to be grateful for, all the material possessions that we have in life for sure, but we have to remember that ultimately who we are as people and our true essence, our values and our morality and the way we pursue that. I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful Shabbos.